Blairsville, as we had reported earlier this morning, who decided to step down as the Blairsville girls basketball coach after 11 years. First of all, Ralph, thanks a lot for coming in. We appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad that you were in the area, and this works out beautifully. First of all, tell us, you've had a really successful career. You've had 2 stints at Blairsville, and you're coming off of 26-4 and went to the semifinals. Is this we're not using retirement here. We're using resigning, as you did earlier in the week. Is this something you thought about for quite a while?
Yeah, for the last couple of years, actually, and it's just the group of girls. Then I just decided to make a decision, the same as with my assistant, Lynn Martin, was but we started with that last group since they were in 7th grade. We coached them, so I wanted to make sure I finished that out with them for their total last 6 years. So that was the deciding factor on when I was going to be leaving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Lynn is also leaving, I understand?
Yes, she is.
Of course, her daughter, Catherine, is headed to W&J.
Yes, and now she'll have time to actually be able to go down and see her play.
Yeah, well, you've had a lot of the girls coming out of your program that have gone on to play college ball. That's a credit to the coaching staff and to the program itself.
Yeah, thank you. It's a lot of hard work put into it by the players also.
All right, the question is, do you want to remain in coaching? You're not retiring. What's the time frame? What's next for you?
Well, if the right position comes up, I would like to coach again. But I'm also wouldn't mind a little break here and there for a while and enjoy some other things that I haven't been able to do. But no, I'm not going to rule out the fact that I coach again. I will be doing a lot of refereeing. I'm going to stay in the game. I love the game too much just to walk away from it completely.
Mm-hmm. Now, I don't know if people know that you referee too, so you take the brunt of that. You can get it both ways. You look at it from both sides now, so to speak. How about the college ranks? Any thoughts of that? You've been coaching. You coached at Derry. You coached at Richland. Long time at Blairsville. Any thoughts of college?
I have thought about it before, but I really do like high school athletics. I don't know if there's anything better than that in my mind. I love coaching young players, and I think that's where I belong, and I wouldn't mind staying there.
3 starters returned from that Blairsville team, and you have been so successful here. So people would say, why? Usually they leave the cupboard is bare. That's not the case here. No,
even in my other teams, I never wanted to do that to another, to the program or to another coach coming in. There is some great talent there coming back, and it's going to be interesting what they do. I know they're going to be very successful.
You said you want to do some other things. What would they be?
Spend more time with grandkids, play a lot more golf, do a lot of traveling that I'm retired, and just some other things. Basketball takes up a lot of time. We're an 11-month program down there, and that's why I think a lot of our success is, from the time we put in. But you got to give something up for that.
You worked for a long time at Pine Grove, right?
Yes, I did.
Mm-hmm. Well, retirement is something that enters into it, but then not wanting to retire, you seem to be pretty energetic that you want to take the next, coaches always say, the next challenge.
Yes, I do. And I've pretty much done that all the way through. I do 3 to 5 years everywhere, and I like to do something different in that.
What would be your fondest memory? And you must have a lot of them, with a lot of great players and a lot of outstanding teams. I mean, your record was 212-67 at Blairsville in 11 years.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many. But I have to say, this last year was the most incredible thing I've ever been a part of. With all the injuries and illnesses, and we had ended up with 9 players since the beginning of the year to try to finish, and to go to the Western Final and watch these kids go through every game like they did was an absolutely experience. So I'd say this whole season would have been the best I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Todd, do you have anything for Coach Ralph?
Along those same lines, I was wondering about some of the players who stand out down through the years. You certainly have had your stable of them, and particularly those young ladies. I remember talking to you earlier this year about Sydney McCauley at point guard, and you said you actually discovered her as a point guard possibility when you were looking at Catherine Martin when they were in junior high. Who are some of those players that over the years you said to yourself, man, that girl has really developed into a tremendous player from when I first saw her?
Yeah, that senior class this year, as I said, they were with me since 7th grade. Rena was a phenomenal player. Catherine was so good. And Sydney, which is the hardest thing about retiring right now, is her going into her senior year. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, it breaks my heart not to be there for her. But there are just so many players. When you get with them that young, and watch them develop like they have. It's an amazing thing. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Ralph McGinnis is with us, the departing coach of the Blairsville girls. We talked before we came on the air, and you mentioned that you had worked and came to the camp of Coach Tom McConnell. You have something in common because you've both coached boys and girls, men and women, depending what division you're looking at. I'm sure that was quite an experience for you.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I got a lot of respect for Coach McConnell. I've known him for so long, the things that he's done for, even back when I was in the elementary program at United, when it all started, he was part of that too. Came to a banquet and stuff. He's a great guy. He's a good role model for me.
Well, I'm sure you're a good role model for many of your former players. We'll keep tabs on you, find out where you're headed next.
Thank you very much.
Even other than the golf course.
Other than the golf course.
Okay. Ralph, thanks very much for coming in. Ralph McGinnis, great career at Blairsville, coached at Derry, coached at Richland. His record speaks for itself, and we wish you the best.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.